Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is part 3 of the Church of the Holy Light vignette. It's not been quite 24 hours, but I got up this morning and checked the progress of the joint compound. And believe it or not, it's dry. Even the thicker parts over here are dry. Looks great, it feels good. So I think now it's time to put some white paint on it. Let that dry. We'll cover the whole thing in glue and we'll start putting the snow effects down. And then we'll detail, after that, put the final touches on it. But getting closer as I've got a lot of work to do on the other pieces that I need to do. So with that, let's jump right in and let me show you how to put some paint on this. Okay, so I've adjusted the camera to where you can see a little bit better as I start to paint. This is not rocket science, as you guys are clearly well aware of, but I wanted to show you the paint. I've got this Master's Touch. Picked this up at Hobby Lobby. It's acrylic, titanium white, 50% off. It was $10.99, so I got this tube here, which is 8.5 ounces for like $6. So pretty good deal, I think. It goes on really thick and it takes a little while to dry, but I think it looks better. So with that, I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to need, so I'm going to just kind of start there. And then load up the brush with quite a bit and just start kind of steepling this around onto the areas that I painted or that I put joint compound on. Okay, so I think I'm gonna let that now dry. That's gonna take a while. It's some pretty good paint, pretty good thick coat of paint. So I'm gonna go set that out in the sun and let that dry. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. It's gonna be covered in snow, but I do want it a little more white. And I may put a little bit of dry brushing of some blue on there to maybe look like some ice or frozen spots inside the packed snow. So may do that, but that would be a very, very light dry brushing. So I'll show you that if I decide to do that. So I'll be back with you soon. Okay guys, I'm back and the vignette has had a chance to dry. The white paint is done. It's dry enough now that I can start placing the glue and the snow. And so that's what we're gonna do next. But before we do that, I've got two brands. You probably saw in one of the Facebook posts that I did, perhaps anyway, that I experimented with this little test piece. I used various different types of snow. I've since found a couple of other types that I'm going to try on this piece because I think it's going to work better. The other test piece, some of the flakes were pretty big and they looked a little too out of place. So this is called Buffalo Snow Flurries. Believe we got this at Michael's. It is almost a powder like texture, and so I think that will look better and more realistic. And if I don't like that, I've got several bags of this Department 56 called I think it's called Fresh Fallen Snow. Very, very thin, granular. It looks really just like snow. So what I plan on doing is spreading this around a little bit on the sidewalk and the cobblestone pathway and around some of the bases of the things that I'm planning on putting on here to give it a better look that way. So we'll probably use both of these, but I'm going to start with the Buffalo Snow Flurries, put the glue down, and then start spreading this stuff around. I'm just going to kind of go in chunks and little pieces, and we'll see how that looks. So With that, let's jump right in and start putting some snow on this. Okay, so I'm going to use the white glue, the PVA glue, Elmer's glue, glue all, whatever you want to call it. This is what I'm going to use. It dries clear, but I'm going to need a lot, so I'm just going to squeeze out quite a bit here. And then I will use this. I'll also probably just put some on straight away, and then I'm going to use one of these two brushes, probably start with a bigger brush, and then I'm also going to use a paintbrush, smaller paintbrush, to get around on the edges there where I need it. I'm just going to work in small sections, so I think I'm going to start on this side and just see what that gives me. That's sort of how the texture looks. I think I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm going to let this dry, or at least attempt to dry a little bit more, and see what else we can do with it. Okay, so that is outside now, and it's going to dry for, I don't know, probably several hours. And I think in the meantime, before it starts to completely dry, I think what I may do to try to seal everything in so it doesn't flake off and make a mess everywhere is take a mixture of that PVA glue, that Elmer's glue, and some water, and water that down. Probably, I say about a 50-50 mix, although I don't measure it, but water that glue down, shake it up, mix it up, and then spray that on top of the vignette, all over the top. And then while that's still wet, I will probably sprinkle some more snow on top of that and then let that dry. And hopefully that will seal everything in, make it almost crunchy to where it doesn't want to flake off, because I hate cleaning up a mess after I've built something. And then every time you move something on it, you got another mess to clean up. So I'm probably going to do that off camera and outside. It's a lot easier to spray a glue water mixture, certainly outside, and then sprinkle a little bit more snow over it, pack it down, and let it sit there and dry. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was informative. I think it's going to look pretty good, and time will tell. I'm going to do one more tutorial where I'm going to finalize everything, do a little more touching up, and then put everything on it and have you take a look at the final one. So that'll be in part 4, so stay tuned for that. Hey, if you've liked what you've seen on this video, click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and do so. Certainly helps to keep me motivated to keep pushing these videos out. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself watching them, and I hope that you're looking forward to an awesome and blessed and amazing Christmas season. So with that, Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.